Awesome. Also, your brother Chuck Liddell is in the WEC. Tell us a little bit about him.
He actually, I think he stopped. He did it for a little bit, tried it for a little bit, and then he stopped. Yeah, he's not doing it anymore. Yeah, he just gave it a shot for a little bit. I think it was a little tough coming in. You know, he really didn't have the experience or the background I do, and then people were expecting a lot from him. You know, so it's kind of hard to come in and just. So it's kind of rough for him.
Yeah. Now, it's next UFC 111, but I'm gonna ask you about UFC 112. Anderson Silva, Damian Maia.
You know, I think it's going to be a tough one for Damian. That's I'm not going to lie. That's he's going to have a hard time with Anderson. And
it looks like Frankie Edgar is going to have a hard time with BJ Penn. Do you think this is going to happen?
BJ's my boy, man. Yeah, yeah. BJ's a tough guy at that. I mean, I think anybody at that weight is going to have a tough time with BJ.
Now, if you could choose an automatic rematch, who would you choose? Rashad, Shogun, or let me see, probably Keith Jardine?
Automatic rematch. You know, I'd be Shogun or Rashad. Shogun or Rashad. I mean, because both of them in the title picture. You know, so for sure. You know, Shogun looks like he's going for the title. So if he gets the title, I want that. I want that one rematch first. I want that first.
Awesome. Now, how hard is to still competitive in a division that is so stacked with great fighters?
That's a great part about that division. It's always been stacked with a lot of great fighters, and you got a lot of great guys in there, and guys are real tough. And you know, that's what I want to do. That's why I'm here. If I can't beat them, then I need to stop. You know, that's why I'm here, because I can still beat any of those guys. So that's why I'm still coming back. I'm gonna come back and try to prove that.
Now you're one of the best fighters that have highlights in knockouts history. You have many knockouts in your career. Which one is the one that is your favorite one? Your favorite knockout?
You know, it's hard to pick one. I mean, as far as, you know, there's different reasons for them. You know, like you know, I was like a 5-1 underdog against Randleman when I knocked him out with the left hook. You know, when I knocked out Randy, everyone thought I was, and then knocking out the second time, you know, because everyone thought the first time was a fluke, proving that wasn't a fluke. You know, but then, you know, I mean that kick. There's a couple different kicks that had. There's
the Babalu one, awesome.
Babalu one. I don't know if you've seen the Steve Heath one. I kicked him with a right kick. I mean, it's just it's hard. It's hard to pick one. I mean, I for different reasons at different, you know, times what I needed for my career. What, you know, a lot of them were at the right time. I did the right thing to get my career going. So
now, one of the most representative fighters in MMA history, in my opinion, are you and obviously Randy Couture. You make an amazing trilogy. You grow up the sport so much with those fights. What could be the most important thing that you learn about Randy Couture?
You know, Randy's just a tough guy. You know, you can never count him out. You know, he retired after I knocked him out twice. Everyone thought he was done. He's done. Come back. He's not. You know, he's too old now. It's over the hill. Came back and look what he's done. And then, you know, he won the title, defended it a couple of times, and then now he's back again back at 205 again, and you know, looking tough again there. So, you know, he's a tough man.
So it could be like an example of being there and doing your best. I mean, doesn't matter really the age, but the passion that you have about fighting.
I think it has to do with a lot of things, but yeah, for some people are able to make it through. I mean, I'm still. I mean, people say, "Oh, you know, maybe you need to stop, maybe this," but you know, I think I can still do it. You know, I still think I can do it. I still do it in the gym. I can still compete with all these guys. I can still run with them. I can still spar with them. Still fight with them. So we'll see.
Now, what do you think about the growing up in Latin America about mixed martial arts? I mean, we can see Efrain Escudero, we can see Cain Velasquez. What's your opinion about how much is growing up in Latin America, the sport?
Well, I'm glad to see it's growing. It's, it's been taking some time, and it's a little behind here. People get accepted it as a sport and not. But it's just going to take a little time. Just people keep watching, keep checking it out, and keep looking, keep watching the fights, and they'll become fans. It's a great sport, and it just wins people over. I mean, if you're a fight fan, once you understand the sport, you're not afraid of it anymore. Once you stop being afraid of it, then you're going to start liking it. So, and because if you're a boxing fan, I don't see how you're not an MMA fan, unless you're holding on to because you think we're damaging boxing and not letting. But we're two different sports.
And in my opinion, right now, I mean, boxing is falling into a hole where you see fights that are not really equal. It's like a big fighter fighting against a guy that is not at his level.
Well, and I think if anything else, if you're a boxing fan, we're forcing the boxing guys to bring better fights together and put better fights together and better cards and better shows, because if they don't, they're going to lose everything to us. So I think if you like boxing, you should like us too, because we're making them put together those good fights.
And some of them want to be a part of the UFC. I mean, James Toney just signed with the UFC. That it's kind of weird, in my opinion. Hopefully, one of you guys are gonna knock him out, because he kind of did respect what MMA is about. It's like, come on, you gotta be more than a boxer to be in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, he's got a puncher's chance walking out there. He's got the first 5 seconds until a guy gets a hold of him. Anybody at the top level that gets a hold of him, I mean, if he hasn't been training MMA, I don't know, and if he's been training a year or whatever in wrestling or doing stuff, I'm sure he hasn't been training hard enough at it. He's going to get made look silly. Once he hits the ground, he's going to get made to look silly. But I really hope the guy punks him when he takes him down and plays with him. I mean, I'd love to see an old, switch, knee on the belly, switch, spin around the front, go around and goof around like that with him. But we'll see who they have fight him.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, okay, last question. How much time until Chuck Liddell has the belt again?
Well, I'm guessing the UFC is going to make me fight a couple fights before they give me a top 10 guy, and then give me a top 10 guy, and then a shot at the title. So I'm looking at 4 fights, maybe year and a half, 2 years. So we'll see how long it takes them to get me 4 fights. But in the next 2 years, I should be able to pull it off.
Cool. Hopefully we're going to see you again with the belt. I mean, you're a Hall of Famer. You're one of the greatest fighter in sports. Thank you very much for your time. This interview, it's a real honor to talk with you.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to all of your fans in Latin America?
Hey, check me out. You guys get Twitter down. Yeah, Chuck Liddell.
Okay.
Chuck Liddell or whatever. I don't know how that works. Check it out.
Something in Spanish. I was watching your Spanish.
My Spanish is horrible. Come on, I took 5 years of Spanish, and I can't speak at all. You're gonna have to be able to read English.
Well, thank you very much, Chuck. Honor. Ya lo vieron, grande entre los grandes, uno de los mejores peleadores en la historia, Chuck Liddell. Hermanos, esto ya se acabó. Esto fue Soundcheck. Ahí que les sea leve. Chao.